right. Hello, and welcome to episode 0 of Order of Defiance, a role playing Let's Play involving me, Beau, Schwartz, and my two great friends, Michael Hodgins and Crofton Steers. Welcome, boys.
Hello, good to be here.
Hey,
All right.
everybody.
And as I sort of said in the pre-show, and I'm going to say it here, this is kind of like a new thing. We wanted to play D&D because folks who've supported the channel and supported Core, and There Will Be Dungeons, enjoy some D&D. I asked Michael and Crofton if they'd be willing to subject themselves to my experimentations, and they agreed. What great friends. They've just been sitting through an hour of technical difficulties, and look at the smiles on their faces. They seem so thrilled that they spent their Sunday afternoon staring at a webcam. It's great.
Honestly, I am excited, Beau. I'm excited. And listening to the There Will Be Dungeons and some of the stuff you've done since you used to DM us, I think this just makes it more exciting.
Yeah, we're going to have a lot of fun. I am not finished by any means my world building campaign assets. I am about as unprepared as one can be playing Dungeons and Dragons. That's why we're slapping a 0 on it. I don't even have an RSS feed for the audio listeners, so I'll put this up eventually. But will be up on YouTube. It will be available in VOD form there as well as Twitch for now. And as I continue, we're planning kind of a once a month sort of thing for now. We're going to see how it goes, see, how we feel about it. It's all experimental. And there's no wrong answers. We're just here to have a good time. But you may have questions or want to find out where to get that stuff. So YouTube, probably the best place to watch the VOD. And the best place to watch live is probably Twitch. But there is a connected chat bot between the Twitch and YouTube communities. So everyone can just chat with each other while you're watching live. Either place is good. Okay. Anything we need to get out of the way? Usually before we get started, there's advertiser or something like that. Anyone got something they want to pimp real quick or some? I don't know.
Really? We can do that?
Sure. Yeah.
So, okay, I got a podcast.
Tell people about it. Get it over with quick. I don't want to hear a long speech about it, but yeah, let's go.
It's called Dungeons and Diapers. I do it with Ryan Murphy from The Gamers Inn, and we talk about video games and stuff, but also being a parent. So you can check that out. Dungeons and Diapers.
Perfect. All right, great. Well, thank you. It's brought to you this week by Dungeons and Diapers. They've sponsored
free promo.
Us with $0. Free promo for you. Okay, perfect. So the way we're going to get started is I am going to briefly introduce the setting, and then we're going to go from there, probably straight to Crofton. Okay. All right. I guess here we go. In a land far away from the one we know, is a world that experienced its own sort of history of pain and bloodshed. That world has a name lost for long and forgotten. However, the kingdoms which populate this realm remain. On the western side of the last remaining kingdom of this world is the realm of Ashgard, ruled by the 12 tyrants. And in one city amongst this kingdom, the city of Red Skull, new heroes in a new age will emerge. I'd like you to picture rolling green hills that transform slowly to brown red rock, as in the distance on the peninsula of Ship-Eater Bay, heading out to Cormorian Sea. A range of mountains lines the horizon. On the nearest mountain tops, chiseled into the side of the mountain, is a giant skull, tinted brown and red, and atop this skull is a large and foreboding castle, seemingly threatening all who dare look upon it. It is dark and obsidian and stands out in silhouette against the horizon sun. Below these mountains, at the foot of them, is a large and bustling city, replete with the mayhem you would typically find in any sort of bustling metropolis. This is the city of Red Skull. The city of Red Skull is surrounded by large gray brick walls on all sides, houses and farmlands dotting the exterior, and upon the inside, different types of neighborhoods and communities formed. We center our attention upon one dilapidated, run-down, filthy part of Red Skull, the one that the folks there call Grinner's Row. And as we descend upon the rows and aisles and streets of this fair city, we see a human named Tilton walking down the bustling afternoon street of Grinner's Row. Barkers yelling out, "Wares for sale, come get your wares. We've got bread here. Bread here, 2 silver a loaf." The streets are bustling with activity, and Tilton would be the character Crofton is playing. So Crofton, if you could provide me with a bit of physical description of what your human rogue looks like walking down the road.
For sure. Thanks, Beau. That was great. So I'm Tilton Flea Fowler, and I'm 27. And my character is sort of like in I don't want to say completely dilapidated clothing, but kind of worn brown clothing common to folk amongst Grinner's Row. Tilton has black hair, sort of light olive skin, is about 5'8", likes to say that he's 5'9", and is kind of like on the thinner side, about 170 pounds.
Okay. And on a typical afternoon without any assignments, what would Tilton be doing in Grinner's Row?
So Flea is looking to hustle, essentially. Flea is in a situation where, he has a fairly domineering father, big presence in Grinner's Row, known as Terry the Terror Fowler, who runs an establishment, which is, a nice way to say a thieves guild, but fronted by an inn. And Tilton is one of 3 brothers, and his 2 other brothers, he's right in the middle. His older and his younger brother are kind of, they've got their own things going on and are impressing their father in their own unique kind of ways, all related to sort of the rogue arts, whereas poor Tilton is still struggling to find his path and is hustling to try to find ways to make a mark in Grinner's Row, which is essentially the only world that he has ever known.
That's what you'd be doing on a typical afternoon.
I'm hustling.
Yeah, hustling?
Yeah.
All right. Perfect.
Yeah,
All
no,
right,
I'm looking to, so when let's say if you're looking for something specific for this typical afternoon.
Not too specific, just an idea of what you might be up to. Yeah.
All right.
Specific. Yeah.
I'm heading out to meet my my mentor, Archimedes, who's an old sorcerer that lives just outside of Grinner's Row. So I'm walking down the street, looking at the merchants, saluting to a couple of people, flashing a couple of thief signs to the right folks, and I'm heading to meet Archie because I am looking again to hustle, find some tips to make me a better rogue, and I feel like his magic may be the key for me.
Okay, and so you'll notice on Foundry, which I brought up here, is I've brought up a map of Grinner's Row with some locations. I haven't positioned a place where he might be. Do you think he would live typically in a richer neighborhood? Because you sort of created Archie a little bit. So does he live in Grinner's Row amongst the impoverished, or is he more of a well-to-do character?
No, he's like right on the edge of Grinner's Row, on the outside, a little bit probably better off, but not a ton. So like he'd be on the edge, and far enough that Flea feels comfortable, heading out and seeing him without getting spotted too much by his family. So
Okay, so you'll see here on the map that I have, the Grinner's Row area I've populated with street names, so that would be the area where we would have Grinner's Row. So if you were on the border, it might be sort of near this Trembledorf's or Tremblebeck's High Street.
yeah, that looks great. I'm looking at it now.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Just trying to get a sense of where he's at. We're going to mark him on the map, I think, at some point. Let me just get...
Okay.
We have, I think, some way of doing that here.
And Archie is trying to stay kind of on the down low. So not many folks are aware of his whereabouts.
All right, let's say he lives about here. How about that? I'm just going to put a square on the map, and
Perfect.
we'll work on that later. Okay, and that is Archie's place. All right, so you make your way down the road without event. It's just a typical day in Grinner's Row. There's people yelling. There are kids, like urchins, running around. The streets are milled and full with people. You approach the house, and I imagine, even though he doesn't quite live in Grinner's Row amongst the broken down houses, it's still somewhat dilapidated on the outside. You sort of see a few print sheets lying at the front door, like someone hasn't opened the front door and picked up any of the deliveries there.
Yeah, and I check to see. Right now, I'm probably always checking over my shoulder to see if I'm being followed, or anybody's got an eye for me before I do the rapping on the door in the way that Archie would know that it's me.
Oh, okay. So you'd like to scan your surroundings? I believe
That's correct.
That would take a perception roll, please.
Yes.
First roll of the game.
Perception roll. Whoops. So now I'm zoomed in on this map. I got to zoom out. Bring out my things. So which dice do I roll, Beau?
Right. You remember D&D is a D20 plus
20.
Your perception bonus.
All right. So here we go. Roll.
Oh, we're off to a good start.
That's great. That's perfect.
I love it.
New campaign, folks. Here we go.
So you rolled a 1 for the audio listeners. Not that we have them yet, but this may go up on. You rolled a 1, which fortunately for you, I don't consider critical fails and critical rolls when it comes to skill checks like they do in Baldur's Gate 3, which everyone's played. It does factor a little bit into things, but it's not an automatic fail or automatic success. However, 1 plus 5 is still 6, and a terrible might be considered a lowish roll. You don't perceive anything unusual. Looks pretty safe. Typical day at Archie's place.
Great. So I proceed to rap on the door.
Okay. You rap on the door, and you hear nothing in response.
I repeat the rap, and this time I repeat it like we have a sort of a code, if you will, and I repeat it to the beat of that code as clear as possible, and wait again.
Okay. So you repeat it this time, and on the second floor of the house, you take a little peek up, and you see the curtain get drawn aside. You see an older man with a long gray beard and a robe, but with no clothes on underneath. Although you don't peek at any member or anything, but you just see a big hairy, like white hairy chest, and you hear. You see a gesture of a hand, telling you to come in.
So I turn the handle and open the door, and I sigh loudly and audibly.
Okay, you turn the handle and open the door, but the door opens an inch and then is stuck. There's something behind the door.
Great, just great. So I take a look at this the space that the door is open, and I
Mm-hmm.
see if I can squeeze through. Can I squeeze through in
No,
that
it's only
space?
open about an inch or two.
Okay. Um, I try to to perceive what's blocking the door.
What's blocking the door? Okay. You can't see through the door unless you have some means to.
No,
No. So yeah,
I,
there's no roll that will let you see through doors.
I can't like put my fingers around the corner and
Yep,
like
yeah,
try
you
to.
can do that. Yeah.
Okay.
So you put your fingers around the corner and feel around, and this
Yeah.
doesn't require a roll. Pretty quickly, you feel the like end of some sort of staff that's wedged probably between the door and the wall. His staff was probably just dropped it by the door and left it there.
I just my luck. So I close the door and I look inspect the house for other ways to get in. Like if there's a way perhaps that I could climb up to the top and get in. If there's an open window or a back door, I
Um,
have some familiarity with Archie's
a
house.
quick pull might get the door unjammed. You know, like you stick your fingers around it because you can feel where it's wedged. You could probably pull it
All
and
right.
get it unjammed, but it would require
Sure.
a sleight of hand check to do that.
I'll do it. I'll try to get that stupid staff out of the way.
Okay, let's see your roll.
Come on, big money.
Hey,
Respectable.
and what do you add to your sleight of hand?
So for sleight of hand, it is hang on +5.
All right, so you got 18. So you very deftly, take two fingers, flick the staff out of the way, and the door creaks open.
I close the door behind me,
Mm-hmm.
and I start walking up the stairs and whispering, like whisper yelling, kind of being like, Archie, Archie.
Yeah, and as you start to go up the stairs, he starts to descend the stairs. His robe is open, and he's completely nude underneath his robe. And he says to you, "Flea, what are you doing here?"
God, geez, close up, close up. You knew I was coming. God,
Out of
I'm
my
so
way!
worried.
It's time for breakfast.
Do you, so I follow Archie into the kitchen, and while he's doing his stuff and being indecent, I'm talking, and I'm saying Archie, it was tough enough for me to get away. This is my one chance to practice magic with you. Are you even sober right now? Come on.
Every day with this same shit. Why do you want to learn magic? You've got no talent for it.
I know, that's the thing. None of us have any talent for it. Nobody touches it. But if I get good at it, that's my edge. That's what's going to differentiate me from all these other yahoos around here. You've got to teach me. You promised.
Ah, fuck my tits. And he sort of expresses as he opens his bread, what is it, the like bread box, and there's no bread, just crumbs in there. Listen, I'll make a deal with you, Flea. If you go to your pa's place, bring me a loaf of bread, I'll teach you how to prestidigitate this afternoon.
This is always how it goes. Every time I come in, you've got some deal for me. It always involves me stealing from my own family. Okay, fine.
That's
A loaf of
how you procure the bread for me is your business, but I don't work for free. A wizard must eat, after all.
You know Terry's not going to give me jack for free. I'm going to have to pilfer it. Anyway, at least it's practice. Okay, so you're free for the rest of the day. You're up now. If I come back, you're going to be awake, right? None of this.
As you say that, he opens a bottle of liquor and pours himself a glass and quickly downs it. He says,
Archie?
"I'll be awake. Just bring me bread. I'm quite famished." And he sort of swings towards you with the glass in hand and his member out, dangling around.
All right. I'll be back. I walk in a huff towards the door.
Uh-huh.
I kick his Scepter, the one that was propping the door,
Yeah.
out of frustration, kick it towards the corner as I open and close the door.
All right. You do that, and he grumbles at you on your way out, but doesn't have much more to say, and you're back out in the open air of Grinner's Row. It smells faintly of shit today. About 4 out of 10 on the shit smell meter.
All right, I'm gonna head back to. I'm gonna start heading towards my family's establishment. When I mentioned in the opener, which for the longest time was called the Crooked Smile, but that my dad Terry, the Terror, has recently renamed in an attempt to give it an air of legitimacy.
Okay.
And it's now called what, Beau?
The Toad and Whistle.
The Toad and Whistle.
Yeah, and you'll see here on your Grinner's Row map, I've marked some notable locations. Number 1 being the Toad and Whistle Inn, but you could, of course, call it the Crooked Smile. It totally was because I made the map before Crofton named the bar. And
it doesn't matter. Yeah. I like your point about it being too obvious. Otherwise, it can still be known as the Smile. We
steal things, Emporium.
We steal things, Emporium. So we're heading to the Toad and Whistle.
Yeah. So you'd have to take you go down Osterson's Way, maybe take the quick cut down Arsehole's Aisle. And then you go. Yeah, there's a.
As I walk, as I walk, I'm keeping an eye out for anybody who might be having any sort of food or bread that I can pilfer. I would rather pilfer from somebody else than my own family.
You want to steal?
I want to keep an eye out for somebody that has a loaf of bread.
Okay, well, Grinner's Row is an impoverished, part of town, and while there are barkers out, there's no, to get to the juicy markets, you'd have to probably go to Centertown to the Red Skull Bazaar.
Okay.
So not really anything on your way that would be an easy mark.
All right.
Tough customers here, especially in Arsehole's Aisle, but you make your way down Debbie Fold's Cut, cross Grinner's High Street, which is the main street of Grinner's Row, down to. Okay, the resolution on this kind of messed up. I can't read half the roads I wrote.
Yeah.
On the next road, down to Spider Isle. And Spider Isle is the street that the Toad and Whistle's on. So as you get to Spider Isle, you see before you the inn that is your family's home and place of business. It looks appropriately run down. But, from conversations with your family that appearances are important. So in spite of your family's abilities and capabilities, the place does look in a, pretty shoddy state of repair on purpose to avoid prying eyes and attention. And you see there's sort of a sign where it would have said the Crooked Smile, and there's a sign hammered on top of it, Toad and Whistle, where it's sort of a construction in progress kind of thing. And
that fools everybody. So I walk in. Is that it?
Yeah, that's where you headed towards.
Yeah, I'm headed. I walk in and right off call, as any self-respecting rogue would do, for my mom. And be like, Mom, are you there? Are you in the back, Mom?
Okay. And your father, what's his name? Sorry.
His name is Terry the Terror Fowler.
Right. So you open up the bar door and you see, a handful of patrons sitting at the various tables and one at the bar, not facing you. And Terry's there, your father, Terry, is wiping down the table, and he looks up from his wiping of the bar at you, and his face is just complete scowl, just because you're yelling for Mom as soon as you walk in the door.
Oh, great.
Now, does he call you Flea or does he call you Tilton?
He calls me Flea. My mother calls me Tilton.
All right. Flea, why are you yelling for your mother?
I need some bread.
I'm trying to run an establishment here. What? Apologies, everyone. And he's like, come over here.
Yes, Dad.
And where have you been?
I was out hustling. Every day I'm out there trying to impress you. Jeez.
Okay,
I'm
so I
I'm trying
remember
to
this
get.
morning asking you to clean out the slop pens in the back.
I did that. I This is it. This is a deception, by the way.
Okay, roll a deception.
Uh, I did it totally. They're clean. So I roll a d20.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, come on, big money. Deceiving your father for the win. Yes.
Nice. Solid.
16 plus.
Plus what for deception? +4.
So 20.
Yeah.
So you say your lie, and you have a look of pride upon your face as you say it. But your father's been to the back of the house and has personally inspected the slop pens and knows that they are not done. And thus, no matter how good the deception was, he is aware of this fact, and it doesn't matter how good the lie was. He just looks at you, and he says, "Come here."
Yeah.
And as you lean in closer, he gives you a smack on the face.
Ow! What was that for?
That's
Ooh.
for lying to me, you little shit.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it later. I promise.
Get back out there and clean the slop pens, and then maybe I'll have something for you in your hustle.
Jeez. So I head out holding my head to the back, and as I'm walking towards the back, I glance out of my good eye towards the kitchen to see if there was any food laying about.
You glance out towards the kitchen, but as you glance towards the kitchen, something about the patron at the bar catches your eye. And there's the ping of familiarity. Michael, who's we'll now call Dasmer, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
Yes. So we're going to introduce you here as you've returned to town. I don't know. Maybe we can come up with a reason why you would come here, whether it's the familiarity or you were actually seeking someone out. But give our audience listeners a description of what Dasmer, the last name is Elderstag, half-elf druid of level 1, of the 1 of level. Give us a physical description of what he might look like sitting at the bar of the Toad and Whistle.
So he has sort of sandy blonde hair, elvish ears, long hair hanging, and sort of long, rough hair. There's a dried flower in his on the right side of his head, and he wears a simple traveler's cloak that is basically filthy, with a traveler's pack on his back. And he sits and his face is weathered. He's 30 years old, but he looks older, even with his elven blood. It's been, I don't know how much detail you want me to reveal, but
no, as much as you want, man. Yeah.
So Dasmar grew up in Grinner's Row until the age of 13. After which his mother died, and his father, an elven ranger, took him out of the city to teach him the ways of the wilds and rangering, which is what his father did. And he spent the next 17 years in the wilderness. And but a few years ago, his father disappeared in sort of mysterious circumstances, and Dasmar found himself sort of lost and stricken with despair. He didn't know what to do. Is this like full backstory time?
No. Physical description.
Okay.
Physical
description.
Yeah.
So he's a rough-looking guy. He's been in the wilderness for 17 years. Has not been in an urban area since he left at 13. Something's drawn him back. Curiosity. He's to reconnect with his past. He came into town, walking through with stairs, being a half elf in a place that elves are not loved. He had a relatively freshly killed, let's say it was a fawn, that he had hunted, and he went to, hold on, where is it, the butchery
We're
first.
We're delving into what you did, not physical description.
All right, sorry. Okay, so he's rough. He's rough looking.
Yeah.
He's sitting there.
What does
Anyways,
Tilton see?
He sees
Tilton-
this rough-looking guy, sandy blonde hair, long, a flower in his hair, sitting at the bar, kind of with a sort of a half smile on his face, and kind of just looking around the place as if it's familiar but strange at the same time.
Okay.
That's what he sees.
That's what you see, Tilton.
Leave it there.
That's what I see.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but I'm sort of preoccupied. My dad's just hit me in the face. I have been embarrassed in public. I'm essentially still trying to find this loaf of bread for my pervert wizard friend so that he'll teach me magic. And I have to go. I've been called out in a lie, and I've got to go clean out the slop. So as I see somebody who looks slightly familiar to me out of the corner of my eye, I keep going into the back to essentially find my mother and talk to her.
Okay. So you guys meet with eye contact, and then Flea turns around and beelines towards his mother in the back.
Yeah.
And as you head to the back, your mother, who has been, doing, she has a slot pen out, and she's been scrubbing it in the sink, and she looks up and she says, "Oh, Tilton, I was wondering where you were."
It's Tilton.
Oh, sorry. Tilton.
No.
We'll just redo it. She didn't say it wrong. She's your mother.
Yeah.
Tilton.
It'd be funny if she didn't say it wrong. You need me.
Tilton. Did you... you're back from your morning excursions.
Yeah. Oh, Dad is the worst. He just hit me in front of everyone again. Oh, he wants me to clean the slop pens.
He just wants the best for you. And she sort of puts down the slop pen and comes over and gives you a hug. And she's like, there, my little rogue.
He doesn't care about me at all. He cares about Connor. He cares about Cedric. I'm just the other one. As long as I don't cause problems and I clean the slop pen and stay out of his way. But I'm more than that, Mom. You know I'm more than that.
Well, now I've talked to your father. Okay, and he thinks it's important that you learn some discipline in taking care of the inn, you know. There's not just honor in being a rogue. Excuse me a second, got a cough. Sorry, just had to get that out. There's not just honor in being a rogue, but in being a businessman, a proprietor of the inn. And your brothers haven't exactly taken to it, and I think it would be good for you. It suits your skill set.
I know you think that, but Cedric's going to get the inn. Dad has pretty much all but said it. I mean, he's always scamming people, pulling his counterfeits. Everybody knows that he's the one that's going to get this place. Like, I can try my best. I can clean as many slop pits or piles as he wants, but it's not going to get me the inn. If you can promise me that I'm going to run this inn, I will put my elbows to the ground and clean that slop. But I think there's got to be another way.
Now, dearie, if you would just be patient. I've spoken with your father, and he has a job for you that I think you would like. But he wants you to prove that you can be responsible. So he asks you to do the slot pens without a reward dangling upon it, knowing that once you finished, he would have a job for you.
All right. I sort of sigh, realizing this conversation is not going to end to my benefit, thinking about the slop pens I'm going to have to clean. But just before I turn away and go to do so, I say to her, "Hey, Mom, I'm a bit hungry. Do we have any food left over? I need my energy for slop pen cleaning, you know."
You know as well as I that the larder's always open to the family. Just help yourself to what you want. Just don't be a glutton.
Sweet. I mean, absolutely. Never a glutton. So now at this point, I head towards the larder before directing myself to the slop pen cleanup. So Where's
Okay.
the larder?
Well, the larder's towards the back of the kitchen area. You open it up, and it's slightly down a few set of stairs, and it's more cement walls here, and it's colder. Keeps, the meat relatively fresh, even though there isn't refrigeration. It is cooler, and there's loaves of bread, probably freshly purchased from distributor in another part of town. As every morning, not you because you're not really good at doing the chores of the inn. Fresh produce is purchased and brought to the inn. So there's a few loaves of bread on one of the shelves.
I take 2 of them.
Okay, you now have 2, one in each hand. Do you have a
Okay, I
backpack big enough to put them in?
Are they like bread rolls or full loaves?
They're like full loaves.
Okay, I'll take one.
Okay, you
And
take one, yeah.
I'll take one and I'll put it in whatever my backpack is that's holding my thieves' gear.
All right,
gear.
so
Let's say it's like let's say it's a little pouch that goes kind of like a city.
It's
pouch.
like when you roll a D&D character, it's like it assumes you're an adventurer, so it gives you a backpack and stuff. But like in the city, you're not like hauling an adventurer's pack all over town.
No, I hear you.
Yeah,
I got like a little city pack.
All right, perfect. Okay.
And then I go, and then I take, but instead of leaving to go bring the bread, actually, you know what? Screw these slop pens. So I make a play to sneak out the inn through the front door to get the loaf of bread back to Archimedes. So I'm trying to sneak out through the front.
You're trying to sneak out from your father's gaze?
Yes.
Okay. Roll a stealth check.
Okay. And I'm sneaking by Dasmer as well, who's at the bar, I guess.
Yeah, it's really your father you need to be worried about. No, the other patrons don't care about you.
Okay. Here we go. Come on. A 10? Plus?
10 plus your stealth roll.
Okay, just hang on. Plus 5. 15.
Okay, you attempt to make a dash for the door quickly. You attempt to make a dash for the door quickly, but your father's a sentry in this bar, and remember, he's a rogue of great standing, and it's no easy feat to get past a rogue of great standing, and one that is also your father and knows before you've even thought of it that you're going to try and skip out without doing the slop pens. So as you are sneaking out, like you get into sneaking motion and you hide behind a chair and you walk past Dasmer behind him, and as you're sort of making the dash for the front door, a filthy, oily cloth flings out in front of you and lands on your face and obscures your vision and smells like armpits and dirty dishes.
I don't get a saving throw on this or anything.
Nope.
God, what is this? Smells horrible. And I throw the cloth. I grab the cloth off my face like it's the alien.
Flea, what are you doing?
Dad.
Get back to the slop pens and clean them out.
I was just looking for this cloth that you found that I need for cleaning the slop pens. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad that I found this because I was looking all over the slop pens for it. But now I have it. I can go back and clean them.
Quit your bawling. I'm sick of hearing it. Just come over here.
I go back to my dad.
Okay, so you go up to the bar, and Dasmer's like nearby, so you can hear this conversation happening. And he says, "Look, your mom did your work for you. You should be praying every night that you have such a wonderful mother. Because if it was just me raising you, I'd tan your hide so hard we could sell it for we could sell jackets with it. It'd be leather hide. In fact, it'd probably be worth more if I stripped it off and sold it as leather strips. But anyways, look, I got some work for you. You've been talking about wanting to try and be a rogue and to try and be, this wizardy thing or whatever. You need to forget all that. I got a real job for you. You've been looking to prove yourself. Are you interested?
Yeah, anything. I'm ready. Put me in the game.
But listen, you can't fuck this up. Because it's not just your name that goes on this; it's the Fowler name. So if you make a bollocks of this, then it's not just you that suffers the embarrassment; it's the whole family. Are you sure you're ready for this?
Why aren't you asking Connor? Why me?
He's busy. They've got jobs to do too. I mean, we got more jobs than we have hands to fill the tasks. You got to start pulling your weight around here somehow. And if you're not going to clean out slop pens, well, then I got other work for you.
I mean, okay, yeah. Let's do it. I'm good. I won't screw it up. I promise.
All right, sit down. And then he goes under and he reaches for a mug, and then he reaches for some mead and he starts pouring some mead in there, and he's like, "Get that in you."
Before taking a sip, I'm as a rogue, I'm cognizant that we might be talking about rogue business, and that there's somebody within earshot that might, be listening. And I lean forward and whisper to my dad, "Is this the best place to talk about this?" And then I pull a sip at the same time.
He shifts on his peg because he's missing a leg a little bit. He looks over at Dasmer and he says, "You there, boy. What are you doing here? I haven't seen your face around here."
I turn towards him and I say, "But I've seen your face. You must remember mine. It has been a long, long time since I've been here. But you know me." And then I just look at him.
"Should I know you? Enough with the games. Tell me where you're from. Are you here for work?"
"I'm from here. My mother was in your employ when I was a child. It has been a long, long time. Do you remember Sarah, the washerwoman? The one who cleaned the bed sheets? Well, I am her son."
At this point, I finally clue in. I've been so preoccupied on my own bullshit that I realize what's going on, and I turn and I'm like, Das, is that you?"
I turn and look at Flea, and I squint, recalling his face. The familiarity, he looks different. He's older. I remember him only as a 10-year-old boy who was my only friend. I look at him and I say, "Flea Fowler, can it be you?"
It is me. It's me. I'm in the same place where we used to play as kids. God, what happened to you? You look horrible.
I have spent these last 17 years in the wilds. I have not set foot in a city in 17 years. But something has drawn me back. I'm not sure what it is, but I felt the need to reconnect with my past, and here I am. And here you sit before me. All things are connected.
I want to talk to you. I really do. But this is not a great time for me. Maybe we can connect this evening. If you want to get a room here, Dad, we've got a room, right? We've got to have a room.
I haven't seen your mother in a 10-year. How is she doing?
Surely you must remember the wandering fever took her, and my father, the only reason he stayed in this town was for her sake.
My apologies. It's a lot of faces come and go, but yes, your mother was a kind soul. And
so we've got to hook him up, right? We've got a room. Do we have a room?
Your father, has he passed on too?
He, as you might remember, he is an elven person, and I do not know where he is. Long life he had before meeting my mother, but he has disappeared. He left. We were in a land I couldn't even describe. The wilderness was so deep, the woods, and I searched for him for a year, and I could not find him. But I decided, after some great event, that I should come back to this place.
Some great event, saving some mysteries.
It is a personal thing, but...
Well, listen.
What is this? 20 questions? Can we get him a room or not? Do we
Flea,
have a
settle
room?
down. Settle down.
Ah.
Father's talking.
I would say that I believe that all things are connected. That I'm drawn here on this day to see, and I look at Flea, the only friend I've known that I've never haven't seen in 17 years, and here we sit face to face.
Wow, that's heavy.
You're pretty old to be an orphan. Well, you looking for work or what?
I'm open to all things.
Well,
You
know
can trust-
my young lads. I'm sending them out on a job. I could use a second set of eyes on them.
You can trust Dash. Dad.
Well, I
you can
remember
trust him.
Sarah, and she was a good worker, and I'm sure Dasmer or Dash. You call yourself now?
Some call me Dasmer is my name.
It's
but
a chance
Das.
for you to prove yourself here too. I assume you came to the Toad and Whistle for the same reason a lot of our clients come here, jobs. I got one for you.
I did not come here for a job, but I am here, and my friend Flea is about to undertake something, and I will help.
Look,
Okay.
Dash, I'm really happy to see you. I don't know that this is the type of job that you would be well suited for, I guess. Dad, do you think Woods boy here is going to be an added value to this? What is the job?
I think he would be a great asset to the job, and particularly he would keep an eye on you, and he's someone you've known for a long time, and you could use some friends apart from that old pervert that lives that you keep trying to play.
How do you know about him?
You think anything goes on in Grinner's Row I don't know about?
I knew I shouldn't have rolled a 1. No. No, you're fine. Fine, he can come. Dash, it's great to see you. We'll catch up.
You're taking the job. He agreed to the job. And Terry spits in his hand and holds his hand out towards you, Dasmer.
He does this for everybody.
I look at his hand. I reach out to shake it and then think. Then I spit in my own hand, look at it, look at him a bit quizzically, and then I shake his hand.
A deal struck. There's no talking your way out of your chaperone this time, Flea. So, do you want to hear about the job or not?
Yes. I want to hear about it.
Maybe Dasmer will do it by himself and cut you out completely.
Oh, Dad. Just tell us, please.
All right. So, over on... I got a contract. It's been a little while. They're kind of anxious to get it fulfilled. They keep bugging me, so I'm going to send it over to you. Nothing too complicated. If we take a look over here, and he gets out a little piece of parchment, has a scrawled up map of Grinner's Row upon it, similar to what you'd be looking at here on the screen. And he points to the Starshine Bubblery, which is number 7 on the map, over here down on Dancer's Way. Is the proprietor of the Starshine Bubblery has having a bit of problems getting rid of some pests, and negotiated some good gold for it. You get that job done, you can split 1 gold. You got your blades on you?
A question. When you say pests, do you mean like scoundrels and stuff? We're going to like Bigfoot them out of our yard?
It's probably
or do you mean
it's probably some damn rats they got in their basement.
Rats?
Yeah.
On second thought, Dash,
You don't think your brothers had to
this
start?
one.
You don't think your brothers had to start by killing rats before I trusted them with important jobs?
All right. Let's just get it over with.
Do you want the gold or not? You can buy yourself a magical diaper for all I care with it.
I don't want the gold as much as I want you to realize my value. So yes, I will take your job of rat killing, and I will bring my forest buddy with me, and I don't know, tame the rats and turn them into some sort of rat army, and then you will see the type of value that I bring.
Okay, well, listen. Just good. Take the job, get it done, do it with some dignity. Remember, you're there representing the Shadowfoots.
Of course, everything I do, I think of that. I'm a great ambassador. I'm the greatest ambassador. Let's get going. Is there anything else we need to know before we
No.
hit the road?
That's it. Just go in, say hi to the client, ask them to let you into the basement. I believe that's where they got some pests grown in there they want disposed of. Dispose of them, show them the corpses, come back, I'll give you your gold. Well, don't forget to collect the gold. It's payment upon delivery of the contract. So you'll need to collect 2 gold from them.
Perfect.
The contract's for 2. You get 1. Say it back to me.
Contract is for 2 gold. I get 1. You get 1.
And you split that 1 with that Dasmer.
Ah, right. Okay. Let's get going.
That's 50-50 is a generous rate. You think any of my other clients get 50% of the rate to take? No.
I'm getting a family package. Fine. All right, let's go, Dash. It's great to see you again. By the way, you look great. Let's go.
He says. He clears his throat before he goes, and he points down on the countertop.
Yeah.
You're gonna pay for that loaf of bread.
But Mom said that it's for the family. It's like a family thing. It's that I could have it.
Deception roll, or it's not a deception roll. That's persuasion roll, maybe.
Yeah, persuasion. She did say that.
She did say you could have it.
Okay, persuasion roll. Here we go. Yeah, baby.
What we got here?
So
sorry,
first
the dice disappeared for me. What was your natural 20?
It was a natural 20 plus 6 on persuasion.
Okay, perfect.
Plus 6.
He looks and he goes, "Get on with it." You know, he makes a gesture just to go on. He's not going to bother with that, fighting you over the. He's had enough talking to you. You can take the loaf of bread, basically.
All right. So we walk out the door. Mike, did you have anything you want to add here, or are you good to go?
No, we walk out the door. And we get, I'm just trying to look at the thing here. What's the closest road?
Well, there's
Spider
you're on Spider Isle, yeah.
We're just moving over to Dancer's Way.
Yeah.
As we turn onto Dancer's Way, I say to Tilton, "It's been so long since I've been in a city. My memories of it are so vague. I recall playing with you in these streets, but they're so barren." And Beau, I'm just going to ask you if I can do a nature check to see if I could sense if there's a seed or a flower nearby. A seed pod, let's say.
A nature? Okay, let's do a nature.
Well, I want to see if there's anything because I've been in. Yeah, okay. This is what I'm asking to do. All right, let me. Okay, so roll a 20 for what nature check? D20. Oh, an 8. What's my nature? Plus 3. So yeah, it's not so good. So I try to sense it.
Yeah, you're trying to find any sort of vegetation, or specifically flower.
Like seed pods. I'm just looking.
Pods.
Seeds. Is the dirt totally barren? Or are there?
So the roads are mud wrecked shit, and nothing, no life grow. They're well trodden. It's oily. Horses shit in it. People do throw out slop buckets out their windows at times. There's little ravines near the houses. On the road, no flowers or vegetation. However, you do spot. As you can see, the Starshine Bubblery down the road, that in the house next to it, in a window, there is a potted plant that whoever lives there has, but it's behind the windowed glass.
Behind the window's glass. So as we walk along, I'm sort of in awe of this is such a barren place. It is so full of filth. Yet when you are outside of the city, everything lives. And then I look in the window and I see the pot, and I'm like, And then I'd like to use my druid craft to see if I could cause a seed to sprout.
Oh,
This is
okay.
what I'm-
Yeah, sure. Let's talk about the spell. Let's describe it to listeners.
Yeah.
They don't know how
Okay.
these things work. So
All right,
you
let's
have an
see.
at-will cantrip called Druidcraft.
Yeah.
And tell me what it does.
It says you can instantly make a flower bloom, a seed pod open, or a leaf bud bloom.
That's
part
one of
my-
that's
one
one
of
of the 4 options it has. By
Yeah.
the way.
So basically, if you said the pot was barren, I would want to be like, if there's a seed pod, I would look in and try to make it
Okay,
bloom. But it's a cantrip. I don't
the
know.
flower's not in full bloom, so it is possible to instigate its
The
flowering.
blossoming of the flower. Okay, so I look at it and I guess I use my druid craft. Now, when I look at it, what is it? To make it work, it's a cantrip.
It's a cantrip. It instantly works. It's not a die roll.
Oh, nice. Okay, so
Yeah,
it blooms.
so it blooms.
And then a smile leaps onto my face, and I look at my friend like, "Don't you see? Don't you see? Life is everywhere, my friend."
Dude, what happened to you? I mean, that's really nice. Dave, do you know magic tricks?
Magic. This isn't magic. This is nature, and it is
Right.
everywhere, even in this desolate place.
Right. Nature magic. Do you know any of that? Can you teach me that?
No, it cannot be taught. Can't you see the flower blooms? It lives. All things are connected, my friend. Come, let's go and complete this task for your father. And
Okay.
I sort of bustle on, just pleased with myself because this lovely flower has bloomed,
Okay.
brightened my day.
So what we're gonna do, I'm gonna put a pin in this a little bit. We're at the halfway mark of our show. We're gonna take a short break. Sorry not to have like a cool way of doing this, but I need a few minutes
yeah,
to
yeah.
refresh. We are at like 6:15. We're probably gonna go about 7. We can go over a little bit if we're having a good time. You guys have a hard
Yeah,
out
so-
or
No, it's
yeah. So let's call it here.
I'm good. I
Yeah.
can go later.
Go
Yep.
get a refreshment. Get a snack if you need it. We'll take 5 minutes to chill out. And I'm gonna have my break at the halfway point. But we'll leave off with you both walking towards the Starshine Bubblery. Okay.
sounds
All
good.
right, we'll be
See you
back.
guys in
guys.
5.
See you guys in 5 minutes. All right. So we're back. Hello, everyone. And from when we left, you were walking down. Let me see here. You were walking.
We turn on
down-
Dancer's Way.
Yeah, you're walking down Dancer's Way towards the Starshine Bubblery, and Dasmer. Still have to get used to calling you names. Is it Dash or Das for short?
It would be Das,
Dath?
but you could
Okay.
Das, like it's DAS. Daz, you could say that how you want. DAS.
But I would say Dathmer.
Or Dasmer.
Or
Dasmer.
But
Dasmer.
I'm good with Dathmer if it's Dathmer.
Well, there's no TH, so it's not Dathmer.
But it's like Old English, so it could just be.
Dasmer.
It could be letters
Call me
say one
whatever you
thing,
want.
pronunciation is something else. But okay. All right, just gotta pour myself a coffee here.
I like you sticking with Crofton's Tiltron.
Oh, did I? Is it Tilton?
It's Tilton.
It's Triltron.
Did I?
Don't-
Is his
don't
name
forget it.
spelled wrong on the stream?
No, it was spelled Tilton, I think.
All right, I
somewhere.
think I copy pasted, so it should be fine. All right. Anyway, so you just made a flower bloom in the window, said how beautiful life
Lovely.
is all around, and as you say, like the words "how beautiful life is," a patron bursts from the front door of the Starshine Bubblery, and he sort of wipes his. And he spits out a large loogie that's like green and shiny, and it splats against the house across the street from the Starshine. And he goes, "I've seen a lot in my lifetime." And he starts stumbling down the road towards you. "But I've never seen someone as fine as you."
I stop. I look. I sort of lean over to Flea and I say, "Are such things very common in the city?" And I kind of look towards the guy.
I mean, you do have a short memory because yes, they are very common. How's it going, Gringo? I say to the man stumbling down the street.
He stops his singing and looks at it, and he's like, "What's that?"
Gringo, it's me, Flea. How you doing, buddy? You need to get home to Roseanne, okay?
He mutters. He looks at you.
All right, great chat. Okay, Dash. Let's keep on going. Gringo here is gonna find his way home.
Keep on going. He says, "You want to feckin' go?"
No, I don't. Me and my completely human friend here are going to go down the street and get a drink to celebrate, just like yourself. Why don't you get home to Roseanne?
You don't want to have no teeth soup today, boy. Feck off! And he continues stumbling down the road.
Okay, well, yes. Welcome back to Grinner's Row, Dash. It is got all different types of color. You've got your nature, you've got your humans, you've got your dirts, you've got your shit. It's pretty much a melange.
I can see that. It's very intriguing and much different than the countryside.
Well, never having been outside of the row myself, I'll have to take your word for it. Now, let's get in there and solve whatever this pest problem is.
All right, and as you approach the front of the Starshine Bubblery, you hear like glass breaking, and then the faint laughter of a woman going,
Huh. Sounds like a party. I peek into the door before, like I'm approaching the door, but I try to peek into the room before walking in.
Okay, so you open the door. Like you have to open the door to peek in, right? You're not you're peeking in via the door. You don't want to be noticed. Is that the deal?
That's correct. I want to see what's in there before they see me.
Stealth check, please.
All right. 17 plus 5.
Very good. You crack open the door a little bit, and it's the front door of Starshine Bubblery, a business where patrons are welcome in. So as you peek through the front door, you open up to wood-paneled room, and you see a large minotaur standing at a concierge desk. He's wearing sort of a rather ornate jerkin under his big, muscular bull frame, and his horned head is looking down on parchment with a plume, with a quill, I should say, making marks on paper. The Minotaur has a monocle on one eye.
Cultured.
Do I have any sense of where the laughing came from the peak?
Somewhere on the second or third floor. The house itself, the business itself, is a 3-story building on the corner, so it stands out amongst a lot of the other buildings. Also quite wide and large, so definitely an establishment you've seen, as it's quite literally on the back house. But I don't know if you've ever been in such a place as a Bubblery before.
Do I have knowledge of this establishment on Grinner's Row? It feels like I would know a lot.
Yeah, you've been teased a lot that it's a business of ill repute where patrons go to have their carnal desires fulfilled.
Okay. Dash, don't tell anyone, but this is my first time in here, okay? But still, let me do the talking.
Very, very good. What type of establishment is this, do you think?
I think that we're gonna find out together, and then I open the door, and greet the Minotaur. Is there a way for me? Because I feel like for characters in Grinner's Row, I know a lot of them. I must know a lot of them. Like if a Minotaur lives on Grinner's Row, feels like that I would have some sense of the character's name. Do I know this character's name?
No.
Okay,
but you've definitely seen the Minotaur around, and
Right.
he's known as the Minotaur. When people say, "Did you see the Minotaur?" There's not many within the walls of Red Skull. He might be the only one, in fact, that you've heard talk of. So people just call him the Minotaur, but you've never personally interacted with the Minotaur.
Right. Okay. Okay. So I walk up to the desk and say, "Hello, my good man and or woman."
Mhm. Welcome to the Starshine Bubblery. New patrons have arrived. Please
Oh,
come in, make yourselves comfortable.
thank you for that kind offer, but we are actually here on business. I would like to introduce myself. I am Tilton Flea Fowler, Terror Fowler's best and brightest son, and I'm here to assist you with a pest problem that you noted.
The hurdling of the Fowler family.
That must mean the best. I'm assuming. With me is my colleague and professional pest remover, Dash.
Hello, sir. When you say pest, what kind of thing do you speak of? All things have their place.
You are here to help us with the pest problem.
Yes, we absolutely are.
My apologies, sir. I thought you were here to patron and sample from our fine delectables.
No, not at all. So if you just pay me in advance, as we discussed, we will get to solving your pest problem.
Little Fowler. There will be no payment in advance. This is not how business is conducted in the row.
Well, Terror insisted that we get paid in advance. He said it was what did he say, Dash? Two gold each? So four gold to remove this pest?
I think it was 2 gold.
Thank you, Dash, for that well-remembered fact.
All right, well, I was about to let you roll, but now you roll with disadvantage. So go ahead and roll a deception roll with disadvantage.
Okay, so I click the dis here.
Yeah.
Wait, why isn't it?
You just
why
rolled
isn't it
2
highlighted?
dice.
Oh, I just wrote. Wait, dis.
2, you roll 2 20s, and then you take the lower.
Oh, right.
Is that it?
Yeah, basically. Oh, it's a 1.
I'm an
A 1
honest
is your-
person.
The 5 wasn't doing me any favors.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Well, what do you add as a modifier to your 1?
I add for is this this is deception
Deception.
plus 4.
I did not know the Shadowfoot were so greedy. We agreed upon 2 gold for the performance of this duty, and yet here you are, the offspring, representative of the Fowler family, asking for more gold for what is already a fairly menial task, if I might say.
Well,
Something I could handle myself, if not for not wanting to dirty my coat.
Well, I just want you to know that the Fowlers didn't reach where they were by not pushing their luck sometimes. I do beg your forgiveness, and we'll get right to it. Once you've paid us in advance, we will take care of those pests.
I will show you, if you wish to perform the task, where it needs to be done, and then...
All right,
I
let's
will
go see the
receive
task.
payment.
Let's do it. This is not working out for me, Dad.
Very well. Follow me. And he closes up his book, and he opens up a door towards the back of this foyer room, and it opens up into a hallway, and his large frame is like chafing the sides of the walls because he's so big in this building. You can barely see past him, and he begins walking down a hallway.
All right. I follow.
We follow along, yeah.
Okay, and as you follow along, you see there's some side rooms, and in one of the side rooms, a woman dressed up in the kinds of clothing you might associate with someone in a place such as a bubblery, leans into the doorway, the frame of the doorway, and then looks at you, Flea, and says, A strapping young lad. Fancy a tumble for a tenner?
I'm sorry, ma'am. Here on business, but you seem like a fine, upstanding young girl, and I can guarantee you that I will be back.
Oh, don't make me wait long. Perhaps I'll tumble with your friend here. And she looks at Dasmer. Why am I having a hard time with
It's
Dasmer?
not that hard.
Looks at Dasmer and, lets out a little, like, wave to you.
And I cock my head and I say, well, don't tumble too hard. You may hurt yourself.
Does Das, like, the ears, is it visible that
They're
Das
visible. I'm going to say
Yeah.
they're visible.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And, as you say that to her, you look in and you see there's a flower in her, the flower you bloomed in the bedroom behind her.
Okay, then I stop in my tracks and stare at the flower. And I say, did you plant this flower? And I point at it awkwardly.
She's like,
past
oh, yes, dearie. It adds a bit of color and liveliness to the place. Would you like to come in and have a look?
Dearie, like how she became like a grandma.
Well, she's kind of on in years for sure.
I'm pulling on Das's sleeve and I'm like, hey, are we going here? We got a job.
I say, it is truly beautiful to see a flower in such a place as this, but we are busy at the moment.
Well, don't leave me waiting long, boys.
Yeah, we keep following the.
And as
we
you follow the Minotaur as his frame opens, and he takes out a keychain, opens up, unlocks a door, and opens a door and walks in, and then stands to the side and waves, with great showmanship for you to enter into the next room.
What's the room like? Is it dark? Is it lit?
The room is it looks like a pantry or some sort of place of preparation for food and drinks, but not like a proper kitchen.
Okay. Well,
all right. So you
you
follow along and enter, and then as you enter, he closes the door behind you. Doesn't lock it, in case you're wondering. Just closes the door, and then proceeds to a trap door in the floor. Opens it up, and as he opens it up, there's sort of a poof of like dust, and he's like, "I do apologize. Running a bubblery is a big task for such a small staff as what we have. The basement is in a state of disrepair. But please try not to harm yourselves while you conduct the cleansing of the foul beasts that have accumulated below. Once you've exterminated those beasts, I'm sure to go down there and reorganize and tidy."
Question. What type of beasts are we talking about here?
Filthy rats. Disgusting rats. There's a coven of rats down below. Please eliminate them. As I say, I do not wish to dirty my coat. I require it for my profession.
I'm going to interject and say, rats are not filthy, good sir. All things have their place. They live only as they are meant to live.
Their place is not in the basement of a bubblery.
I would wholeheartedly disagree. I've noticed since I've been in this place that rats seem to haunt all corners of this place.
The rats are free to make homes wherever else they wish, but not upon the property which is mine and
so you would like the rats
shareholders.
The rats led somewhere else. And I kind of like nod at him.
I don't have a preference. I simply wish for the basement to be free of rats. If you have some other solution in mind, I am open to it. But for the most part, a rat catcher catches rats by killing them.
Well, this was fun. Let's go. Come on, Dash. Down into the unknown, and let's talk to your rat friends, and maybe you can do your nature magic.
All right, we go.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll refer to the Foundry for a second. I'm going to enter into a new map. Let me just get a. Let me view the scene. All right, now I didn't update your tokens. Sorry, it's gonna be your faces. Oopsies. I need to update them with something you draw or some art you select. So that's why it's episode 0. We're working on stuff. Let me activate this. Now you should be seeing a screen of black.
Yeah, totally black.
And around you. So as you descend into the basement, you have no light, and it's pitch black down there. So you'll need some sort of light.
But don't I have like dark vision? Let me check.
You do have dark vision, so let's establish that on your token, so that I can put that into your token. So let's do that here. Dark vision. Do you know what the range of your dark vision is?
Dark vision. You can see in darkness shades of gray up to 60 feet.
Vision range 60 feet. All right, I'm going to update your token, so you should be able to see. It's going to show things in black and white. That's how it's like a cat, right? So you can actually see now in black and white somewhat, right?
Yeah.
And Crofton,
I can't see anything.
Yep. So you're going to need a light. You can't see shit.
I can't see anything. Let me see what I got in my backpack. Hang on a second. Thieves' tools. No. Poisoner's kit. No, maybe poison a rat. Dice set. No, don't think so. Let me see. What do I got? Bow, crossbow. No. Yeah. So,
no torch.
Dash, I kind of got a problem here. I can't see, and I got no torch.
I'm sorry. I could see down here. I'm able to see in the dark, but I do have a torch, I believe. Let me just check.
Oh, perfect. Can I borrow it?
Torch. Yeah, I do have a torch.
Oh, I think something moved over there.
Okay, so I take out my torch. And I also have a tinder box, but I don't know. Beau, correct me if I'm wrong. I think my my druid craft. Let me see. It allows me to. You instantly light or snuff out a candle, a torch, or you can instantly light or snuff out a candle, torch, or a small campfire. So use my druid craft to light the torch. Yeah,
and it doesn't cost you anything. No rolls or anything. It's just some. You can add some flair to it if you like. Maybe you do a circle. Maybe you sing a hymn. Like I don't know what. Maybe it's just a huzzah.
I just kind of like wave my hand around the top of the torch and kind of look weirdly, because I'm a weird bumpkin who spends 17 years in the woods. I look at Flea as I do it, and then a flame appears on my torch.
Okay, so and who's going to be holding the torch?
I'm holding the torch. This is my torch.
Okay. Sorry, I just found that really funny. It's my torch. I need to update your light then. You have a torch. Torch is 40 feet of dim and 20 feet of bright. So now on your sheet, you should see you should see things becoming illuminated.
Oh yeah, look at this.
Yeah. All right. Perfect.
Are there wall? It looks like there's wall sconces. Are those actual things or just generic?
Yeah. As you look in, there are sconces along the walls that could be lit potentially.
Okay. Then I think I would walk towards them and light the sconces.
Okay, you want to? So I can't actually light them on the map.
Okay, fine, whatever. We'll just say I do that.
Yeah. Well,
so
let's just say this: you go to light the sconces, and you find that there's no candles in them. This place has been not looked after for a long time, so they won't illuminate.
As my eyes get used to the darkness, I say, "Oh, thanks, Dash. We're a good team."
Scanning around, I say, I don't see any rats.
Well, actually, sorry guys, I'm still learning. I think I can actually make a light source on this in this plane.
Oh, okay, cool.
Hang on. Create, click and drag, it says. Okay.
It's a great little platform you're using.
Let me just do you see extra light there by chance?
I mean, I don't know. I'm still holding the torch. I feel like I'd have to snuff
it's
out
probably like not doing much, but there is a light source I think that is working.
So, okay, if there's a light source, then I would use my druid craft again to snuff out my torch, because I feel like why would I burn it if we got wall sconces?
Okay.
Should we do that to see if it works?
Now I got to turn off your light torch. Yeah.
I know.
Basic configuration 0.
Oh, it just makes a tiny little light.
Well, I might have to adjust it. So hang on. Yeah, that's why we were testing this out, because I'm like,
yeah.
How about
What do you see,
this?
Crofton, right now? Oh yeah, there you go. Looks
that's
more
better.
like-
See the same as you. It's like kind of like a half light to the room. It's very cool.
I also see gray though, because I see the shadow. I can see the shadows.
All
Right. Oh, I don't see that. Yeah.
There. So you light 2 sconces up in the room, and
Yeah.
So,
Good.
So do we see any rats?
I put my torch away.
well, it's as he lights up the sconces and looks around, you don't hear or see any rats for the moment, but you do hear a little skittering. Let's do perception rolls. How about that? Sorry.
All right,
I'm
we're
rusty.
rolling.
It's a perception roll.
Yeah. Okay, so we're rolling 20s here.
Yeah, D20 and add your perception rolls to the list. There's also 2 doors, by the way, one to the south and one to the east.
I'll roll. Oh no, Mike's.
Oh, 20.
Natural 20.
Oh,
What's the
boy.
roll with this with your perception?
Sorry, just perception is +5.
Okay, you guys are some perceiving bastards. And Crofton, what do you or T or sorry, Tilton, Flea?
Yeah, I
Iltron
got. You can call me Flea. I rolled either a 6 or a 9. A 9.
was a 9, I think.
Plus, hang on. Perception is +5, so 14.
Okay, so Dasmer, you still yourself, as you might in the forest when you're scanning the horizon for predators and fauna that you can make prey for yourself in the wilds potentially, and you hear a little skittering in the walls, like a little pitter patter of feet. It's little, but fairly loud for the kind of beast that you're potentially hunting.
I do hear some creatures in the walls, Flea. They sound like these could be the rats we're seeking. Can I walk over to the wall and did I hear it?
Yeah.
I don't know how I move my.
You don't have control over your token?
I don't know. Okay, let me.
You might
Go
not.
over.
I might have to give it to you. No,
Yeah.
seems to work. Yeah, perfect.
Okay, so I go to the wall. I'm gonna put my ear against the wall.
Yeah, well, you've
I
already.
gotta.
Okay, so as you put your ear against the wall, you hear the movement sort of fade out and leave this area. It's aware that there's movement in this room and seems to leave the vicinity of the walls of this room.
Okay, I'm gonna cut my loaf of bread in 2, and I'm going to use my poisoner's kit on 1/2 of my loaf of bread.
Okay.
And am I aware of this? Do I see it or no?
Well, you're walking around the walls.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
still
I
on
see
this-
my wooden.
Yeah,
Okay,
well,
I just want to be clear.
he didn't do it quietly, so yes, you're aware of this.
I work it, and I look at Flea and say, "Flea, what are you doing?
I'm just gonna feed the local wildlife, Das.
There is no need to poison what could just be simple creatures. We could lead them away from here in safety."
So, how do you propose to do that? I'm continuing putting poison on the bread while talking.
Well, we must find our animal friends and see that if we can speak with them.
So
Oh, are you going to play a pipe and just lead them dancing through the streets? Maybe take them all the way back to the forest. I say as I put a little bit more poison on the bread.
now, notably, the poison is translucent, so it's hard. You won't be able to tell which is the poison bread and the not poison bread unless you.
This could be interesting.
All right. Well, so what are you? I just told you I was sort of mocking you being the Pied Piper of the rats. What is your response to that?
Oh, just say, well, first things first, we must find them, and they seem to have left this place.
But-
I do not hear them in the walls anymore.
It's almost as if, hear me out, wherever you go, they go away from there. But what if, again, hear me out, we could lead them to somewhere such as, oh, I don't know, food that they would want to eat, and then boom, boom, ba, problem solved. I have in my hand, and I hold up half of a loaf of bread, and I know that rats love bread. I just leave it here. We go back upstairs. We wait a few minutes. We come back down. Bada boom, bada bing. No more rats.
I shake my head when I look at this and I say, this does not seem right to kill these creatures for simply trying to exist. I'm going to walk across the room to where I think the rats might be if they've left where I heard them.
Yeah, they've moved away from this vicinity. There's doors to the south and the east. You might need to
Oh,
explore
there's
further.
2 doors. Okay. I only see the one door here. Then
Well, yeah,
you said to the west.
Don't get too fixated on the map. The map is just a reference
Yeah,
for
yeah.
battles and stuff.
So I'm gonna
Talk
go
to me,
to
ask me.
the nearest door that I.
Okay, well, the nearest
If
door
I-
is the
if I-
one to the east.
Okay, fine. So I walk to the east door
Okay.
and I open it.
You just go ahead and open it. All right. Move your token. I've opened the door.
Okay.
And you peer into the room. It's bathed in darkness, as you don't have your torch lit anymore. So
No, but I can see it because of my dark vision.
But you look with your dark vision and you see, it's a basement full of unused pieces of furniture, rugs, pottery, lots of boxes and storage crates. Nothing in particular that jumps out and catches your eye in terms of, unusual items for a cellar. But yes, you don't visually see any of the prey you're looking for.
Of a rat. I think I see I think I see a wall sconce with my dark vision, and then I would use my druid craft to light it.
So while he's doing that, I would walk down the stairs and go behind him, and I would throw what I think is the poisoned half of the loaf into the middle of the room.
Okay, you're gonna throw the loaf. So you chuck the loaf.
So I'm gonna go behind here. I'll move my guy. I'm gonna go behind him and throw a poisoned loaf into the onto the ground of the room next door.
Okay.
So I gotta toss it over his shoulder while he's going to light the sconce or something.
Well, I use a magic to light the sconce.
And as I do it, I say "Bon appetit."
All right, you fire off the loaf into the darkness. It hits the ground and tuk, bounces a couple times and lands on the ground.
All right, job done. Let's go get our gold.
I shake my head and I'm gonna walk into the room.
I'm exasperated, but then I follow you in. What are we still doing here?
Simply throwing rotten, poisoned bread into a room is not removing the creatures that are in here.
Look, it takes a little time for these things to work themselves out. We're good. Don't worry about it. Let's go upstairs. I think that girl had eyes for you. You can go hang out with that plant and the girl. It'd be pretty good. And then by the time you're done doing your thing, no more ratsies.
I'm gonna keep walking further into the room because I can see. I know the wall sconce only lights the front, but
I keep following him while talking.
Okay, so you keep following him while you're talking, and just your voice echoes out. Is there 2 tokens of you on here? Or is that my memory?
there was for a second, and now one of them is because right now I don't see the gray. Yeah, right now I only see one.
Okay, then it's a me problem. I'm figuring out the nuances
It's
of this thing. Okay. So you walk into the darkness as Flea talks to you, saying job's done and all that kind of stuff. You don't really hear the pitter-pattering still in this sort of area of the room, but you do see a door just past that big barrel on your right.
Okay.
You do see another door leading out down south.
Okay. So I go to the door.
Yeah.
I'm gonna listen up. I'm gonna put my ear to the door.
Perception roll, please.
Perception roll. 20. Roll. 4 plus 5, so 9.
It was 9. All right. So you can faintly still make out the pitter pattering and little squeaks of a rat, and still, based on the sounds it's making, the cellar isn't that big. It's fairly loud. You estimate its size to be a little larger than what you might even usually find out in the woods, which is surprising considering the rats out in the forest are quite large.
Yeah. So then after hearing that, I'll say to Flea, I believe there is a very large rat on the other side of this door, or something large.
Really? I'm shocked. A rat down here. I would never have thought. Well, you know what? Let's just feed him some of this bread I just found. And we can, maybe we can be friends. Or maybe we just stab him once, call it a day, collect our gold, and get out of here. I wake up this morning. I'm supposed to clean slop. Now I'm down in a basement hunting rats. Ugh.
Well, perhaps let's go in through the door and see if we can find this rat.
I can't see anything. It's too dark over there.
Is there another wall sconce? I can't tell really what's a wall sconce if there's.
You look around. You see there's a few more wall sconces. You can.
Okay, then I will use my druid craft to light other wall sconces for my useless friend.
Wow, you can turn lights on.
All right, so
that's great.
Turn on a few more wall sconces and illuminate the room a little better for your useless friend, as you put it.
Love this druid craft. So versatile.
No wonder Dad paired me with you. There's nothing to do except kill rats.
Are you coming to the door, or are you just
all
gonna
right.
stand there?
Fine.
Okay, so I'm gonna. I'm gonna open the door. You hold the right button and then move it.
Oh, I gotta zoom out. Okay, yeah. All right.
All right, so I'm gonna open the door, or try it, see if it's open.
All right, you go to try the door, and the door will open as you slowly move it ajar. Do you do anything, or you just open it the whole way and walk through?
I open it. I mean, maybe I'll stand a bit to the side. If that's a thing you can do.
I thought you were one with nature.
All right.
Well,
you open the door a little bit and take a look out. The light from the sconce that you illuminated spills out into the hallway, but you still, without going into the hallway, it's hard to see.
Okay, then I go into the hallway.
All right, move your token down one.
Oh, my dark vision's not working.
Yeah, interesting. Why is that happening? Your dark vision should be on.
Connor always said, go into the bubblery. It's a good time when you're old enough. Blah, blah, blah. Next thing you know, I'm
all right,
looking
there you go. Your dark vision works. And as you look down the hallway where the lights don't, there's no illumination down there. So you see a rather large furry ball sort of milling about in the middle of the hallway. It I'm assuming at this point you stop. It hasn't noticed you at this point, but with any more noise, it might notice you. And Flea is kind of blah-blahing as you walk through the door. So
I walk into the room behind.
He's in your way. You can't just walk through.
I walk into his back because he stopped all of a sudden.
Okay. You walk into his back and make a loud noise, and the creature that you see in the darkened hallway skitters off quickly. Looks at you, and his eyes are filled with anger and malice, and it runs and it finds a little hole and disappears from view.
Oh.
Why did you stop?
Flea, you startled the rat. It's run away again.
You blocked the door. We were having a conversation.
And then I say to him, because I've noticed, I guess you've said they had malice in his eyes, I say, I'm not sure we'll be able to befriend this creature.
Oh, really? What was the telltale sign?
Malice. It was malice in his eyes. And then I walk down the hallway.
All right, so Dasmer walks into the darkness, leaving you alone in the light.
Okay, well,
great to be able to see.
Do you need my help on this?
Yes, you should follow me. Oh, I guess I should. Oh, then I guess I stop and think about this, and then
it's very dark.
I take my torch out and light it, and I walk back and hand it to Flea. I say, you'd better hold on to this, but remember, this belongs to me, and I do find it of use from time to time.
All right, make sure to remove your torch from your inventory. You can add one to yours, my friend.
Torch. And I received the torch while saying, we really make a good team. Let's see. How do I add it to my character sheet here?
Okay. How do I remove it?
So this is good practice for using your Roll20. Go to inventory. Go to manage inventory. write the name you want to add in the search bar. So torch.
Wait, where's inventory here? Short rest, long rest.
Bottom
defense
right,
conditions.
where you have your actions, inventory, features, traits, description, notes,
Oh yeah,
extras.
got it.
Inventory, manage inventory, the button.
Yep.
Type in torch.
Yep.
Click the add button.
You just add anything.
Yeah, but don't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
fine.
the honor system.
It'll just be me and Mike playing.
Add to equipment. Add to backpack. Add to equipment.
Yeah,
Right?
I'd add it to your equipment, but whatever.
Now I had for some reason I had 10 torches, so I've reduced it to
10 torches. Yeah, just
it's.
reduce the number.
So I've
by
reduced it to
1.
9.
Yeah, reduce it to 9, please.
I'm well equipped for travel.
Okay. Perfect. So you take out
okay.
a torch and hand it to him. Tell him to be extra careful with it, even though you have 9 other torches, and it's probably fine if he breaks it.
Yeah. Well, I didn't know I had 9, but here we go. Okay, so keep walking. We keep walking down the hallway.
And you keep walking down the hallway, and as you walk down the hallway, the skittering and sort of scurrying increases, and you get the sense immediately that whatever den the rats have made, you're closing in on because there's anxiety in the air.
Who designed this basement?
I did.
Anxiety.
Not you. I mean, the proprietor of the Bubblery.
Yeah.
A lot of the
door here.
I can answer
Looks
that question. A lot of the buildings in Grinner's Row started off with one purpose and were sort of built on with different purposes. So the architecture is very functional and haphazard, and almost like the buildings evolve with the times. So yeah, it's a little weird.
Okay. So then there's looks like a door here.
Yeah, there's another door.
Okay, I'm gonna open the door.
I think I should go back and get my poison bread.
All right, you open the door, and immediately in front of you, there's a large fur ball, a furry creature that looks and scowls at you, and is shocked. You have a moment which to decide what to do now.
Okay. I would like to bend down. I mean, I looking at the animal handling, I'm not sure that it applies to rats, but I kind of want to see if I can,
So just for some perspective, because this is important, when I say large like fur ball, I'm saying like
it's huge.
He's about the size of a cat in front of
Okay.
me.
So
it's a giant, like
That's
a big old rat with big old teeth, and his eyes just look hostile as if you've encroached
so
on
it
his
stands by
territory.
what you said earlier. It looked like a malice, and I had said that it didn't look like we were going to tame it. Okay, so the rat is directly in front of me. I'm going to because it's right in front.
Now, if it's combat, tell me, and we'll roll initiative. If you're gonna assault it in any way.
Well, what else could we do? Let me see. Hold on. Do I have a? Would be. You said I only have a moment to decide this kind of stuff.
Yeah. So there's no like I take 10 minutes.
Yeah,
to do this thing.
I can't look in my backpack and whatever. So
Your options are kind of like fight, just let it go and see what happens. I don't. It's, pretty much.
Yeah, I
pet
think
it,
I would
you
let
can
it.
do the instant catch it, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you know what? I reach down and try to grab it. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay, so we're gonna do a grappling contest. The grappling contest is you have to use your strength, and your strength modifier, which is +2.
Okay.
Let me double check the grappling rules. It's been a little while. All right, chat room, we're looking up our first rule, which is one I always look up a lot because grappling's kind of
grappling
with a rat.
Well, I'll try to see if I can keep taking it alive.
Yeah, no, you got to do it.
That's how it works.
For sure.
Grapple.
That's how it goes. Got to grapple with them rats.
It's a great word too, grapple.
Grapple.
All right, when you want to grab a creature or wrestle with it, use the attack action to make a special melee attack, a grapple. Okay, so we are entering into combat, by the way. The target of your grapple must be no more than one size large. Blah, 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 blah. You try to seize the target by making a grapple check instead of attack roll. Strength check contested by the target's strength or dexterity. Okay, so why don't you roll your strength check, add your strength modifier.
So when you do a strength, is it still a
It's a D20, and your strength is 14, which gives you a +2 modifier.
+2.
So
yeah, okay, so roll
D20 +2.
All right. D20.
And
12 +2, 14.
Yeah, and I'm going to roll Dex plus the Dex modifier. All right, so I rolled a 12, and your total was a 15, or 14, right?
14, yeah.
So you win the contest.
Yes.
And you grapple the rat. So it's the size of a cat, so you got to sort of hold it like a cat.
It's a cat. I'm holding, yeah.
Like two hands. So do you pick it up?
Congratulations.
Do you pick it up under its belly, or do you Do you grab
I
it
kind of like
overhand?
I put like one hand kind of like under its neck,
Yeah.
and then the other hand kind of like under its belly, and I pick it up and kind of like hold it like a football like that. So I've got it under the neck, and I'm pressing it against my body,
right.
and I say, "Flea, I've got him."
Okay, and for everyone else, we need to roll initiative.
All right.
So roll, and you should have an initiative modifier in your character sheet that you can refer to.
So everyone rolls initiative.
Everyone rolls.
D20.
Yeah.
Oh,
I got a 19 plus. Hang on, I'm in my inventory. I gotta go back to my character sheet. How do I get abilities? Blah blah blah.
just initiative has its own box. Next
Yeah,
to armor class.
I know, but I had to go back to it. Plus 3, so 22.
All right, and then I do 13 plus 2, so it's 15.
So sorry, say again.
15. I rolled a 15.
15 for Dasmer.
Yeah. 22 for
22 for
Tilton.
Flea. Okay, and the rats will go after.
Rats plural.
Well, you haven't seen. Sorry, I'm talking.
Oh yeah,
about
you haven't
Dasmer.
seen. I see at least 2 more in the room.
Okay. I'm just gonna mark this as 12. All right, so Dasmer, you've already had your turn, so you're not gonna be able to go this round. Flea, you're up.
So is Dasmer blocking the door?
It looks like it.
yeah.
Yeah.
From where? Is Dasmer holding the rat in his
He's
hands?
grappling.
If so-
He's grappling the rat. There's some rules when that's grappled that makes movement harder. So
Here, let me tell you what I want to do, and you tell me if it's feasible or not.
Sure.
I have throwing daggers in my hands, and if he's holding up the rat, saying, "Hey, Flea,
I'm holding it against my body. I already said I'm holding it. And it's like
I understand.
Okay.
I understand that part. I want to throw a dagger so that it kills the rat in his hand.
Look how close we are. You're like
you can't
directly
do a ranged attack within 5 feet without being disadvantaged.
So
so you'd be better off doing a melee attack. You can melee the rat that he has. You can reach that. You just can't move through.
All right. Okay, so I am going to then. I won't use my throwing dagger that I thought was going to be so wicked. Instead, I will go with my regular short. Is it a short sword that I have here? Let me just check.
Your equipment is in your inventory.
Yeah, short sword. So I'll draw out.
You have to draw out something, which we allow you to draw out a item for free. But if you want to draw out more than one, it's going to cost you an action.
Okay, I'm just drawing out the short sword.
Okay.
I'm looking to dexterously stab the rat that Dasmer is holding without without injuring Dasmer.
Yeah, you won't injure Dasmer. All right, make your attack roll. I believe your attack roll is hang on. Did you equip you're using a dagger or a short sword?
I was going to use my short sword.
All right, so make sure to equip it in your actions in your inventory, and then it'll tell you what your roll is in the actions.
Okay,
tab.
so I go to.
I've done it for you this time. You can just refresh your page.
Okay.
Sorry, I got ahead of you. But yes, there's like an equip box that you can fill, and when you fill it, then you go back to actions, and it just tells you what your modifier is. So your short sword is +5, so that's your dexterity plus your proficiency since you're trained in short swords.
It says I'm an unarmed strike here. It doesn't say.
Refresh your page.
Okay.
Just hit the refresh button.
It's loading. Okay, let's just see. Back to my actions. Okay, short sword. Okay, I got it. Yeah.
All right, and if you hit, it shows you the damage. It's 1d6 + 3.
So, but I roll a d20
you
first.
You gotta roll
right?
a d20 first to see if you hit.
Okay, d20.
2.
2
so
+ 5 is 7. Yeah.
So I roll a 7 on the.
You roll a 7, so you thrust your sword out, and it just hits air as Flea looks on, or not Flea, Dasmer looks on in horror.
So I miss.
Yeah,
I miss the.
Yep, that's your action.
What's my minor actions?
There's no minor.
You
That's
can
4th edition. You get a bonus action, and you only use a bonus action if you have something that says as a bonus action. So mostly you won't have anything at level 1.
Okay. All right. Well, turn.
I don't think so, unless I'm mistaken. I don't want to screw up your character or anything, but I don't think you're gonna have too much.
But like all that stuff in Baldur's Gate, like push and pull, or like dip your weapon in something or whatever.
You can do all those things. They take actions.
They're not bonus actions.
There's no dip your weapon as a bonus action, but like you will have bonus actions that you can use. I think your sneak attack is you can deal extra damage. You don't need advantage. Oh, it doesn't.
Once per turn, you can deal an extra D6 to a creature with an
as long as you have advantage. It doesn't even use a bonus action. That's good. But
is a short sword a finesse weapon?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Finesse means you can wield it using strength or dex.
Okay. You don't.
I believe.
Okay. So
I believe that's what finesse means.
All right. So I missed. That's my turn.
Okay. Yeah. So now it's the giant rat's turn. So Mike, the one that in your hand looks like it struggles wildly. You have it grappled, so it can't quite attack you, but it attempts to break your grapple. So we got a contest again. It's trying to get the fuck out of your hands.
So what do I have to roll?
You have to roll a strength check to continue.
Okay, so it's 20 again.
Yep.
All right. 15 plus 2.
Okay,
17.
You win. I rolled 9 total, and the rat stays in your hand as he attempts to break free. Now, the rat farther down in the back begins to scurry. Now, let me just check his movement speed here. 30 feet. All right, so he's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He begins to running, like skittering across the room towards the other side. And then the third rat that you see skitters underneath this tub filled with water and into a hole in the wall and disappears from view. All right. It is now Flea's turn.
So Dasmer's still in my way. I can't get in the room. I can't see anything, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Is that...
Now, unlike Baldur's Gate 3, you can ready actions in this game. So if you instead of using your action, you can use your action to ready. If this happens, then I do this.
Okay. Oh, I see what you're saying. Perfect. Okay. So I say to Dasmer, I'm like, can you go get those rats? And then I ready my weapon for if for some reason a rat would run in front of me, I would take an opportunity or a shot at the rat.
Okay.
Like just with the short sword. Very simple.
Yeah, perfect. Okay, you're up now, Dasmer.
Okay, so having sensed the struggle that the rat put up, that it really does not want to be held, I'm going to throw it across the room.
Okay. All right, make a strength check, please.
Strength check again. I feel like I've run out of... All right, D20. 13 plus 2, so 15.
15. All right, and where are you throwing it precisely? Can you put your mouse there?
Maybe I'm gonna can I throw it at the other rat? I see you can see that.
Yeah, you sure can.
Okay, check that rat.
The other rat.
Rat on rat violence.
All right, you throw it at the other rat, dealing unarmed damage to it. Let me see here. Now that because throwing things is definitely a Baldur's Gate 3 thing and not something that ever happened a lot. And like one of the first attacks is like, I throw this into this other thing, and I'm like, that's because of Baldur's Gate 3.
But I mean, why wouldn't in D&D people must throw things?
Well, it's totally fine because it's not like if you were picking up another humanoid, you probably like have failed, right? But these are rats.
Well, yeah, but it's a cat size thing. I could throw a cat a long way.
I know. I'm just remarking that I'm like, oh, rules adjudication. I haven't had to really settle something like this ever.
That's impressive. I'm surprised. Yeah, there will be dungeons.
I mean, we've done throwing and stuff like that, but just in terms of throwing things into another thing, we're gonna say it's you don't have the feature for unarmed strike, so it would count not. I'm gonna just rule that it's 1d4 for now. Okay.
Wait, I do have an unarmed strike.
No, you do, but it only does 1 damage. It's for punching. Yeah, only if you're a really proficient fighter can you get more damage out of your punches, or a monk. But everyone just usually gets 1 plus their strength modifier, which you should actually have a little more, right? You get you have 3. Okay, that's what we'll do. All right, we're gonna use that unarmed strike. We're gonna count as an unarmed strike. So you throw it. What was your roll? Your roll succeeded, right? It was
a 15.
Yeah, I'm just
total.
gonna compare it against the AC, and that's fine. So you throw it at this thing. So first of all, oh shit, hang on. I need because you're throwing and aiming at that thing. I need it to be your Dex mod. Which is also +2, so it's the same.
It's also
difference.
+2. Yeah.
Okay. So you throw one rat at the other one, doing 4 damage or 3 damage to both rats. 3 damage each.
3 damage.
Yeah, and you throw them, and they both scurry like one sort. You know, when you just pictured throwing 2 cats at each other, right? Like one would get hit and like grab the ground, and the other one sort of gets hit and bounces in the ground, and you do 3 damage to both of them. It doesn't, however, kill them, and they both, but they're both now like in fully threatened feral mode, and they turn to face you and immediately start running towards you. They're just in fight or flight.
But is it their...
It's not their turn.
You still
it's
have
your
movement,
turn.
right?
Yeah.
It's not their turn. I'm just describing the position that you find them in now.
Sure. Okay, so now that we're in combat, based on this map in front of me, like how is movement limited? Like if I just drag my guy into the room.
So you can drag him like kind of anywhere, but I'm going to keep it in check. You have 30 feet of movement, and each square is 5 by 5, so that gives you 6 squares of movement.
Okay, so what I'm going to do, actually, I'm going to move away from the door, and say to Flea, "I think that made them angry."
You think? At least we're speaking the same language. So now at this point,
it's not your turn yet. No,
it's not my turn yet.
Yep.
No. Okay.
Anything else for your turn, Dasmer?
Well, I think that's it. There's no bonus actions, you said. So
all right. The first rat you've thrown in a complete like feral dog move just turns around and immediately beelines back in here to assault you. But as it runs through the door, readied up Flea with his sword.
Oh yeah, right. Got ready.
Oh yeah. So now I got to roll, right?
Yep.
Okay. That's sweet. Roll.
A 5.
Okay. So
Plus what?
Plus what?
Strength?
Plus
Is it strength?
This is his dex.
Dex?
He's got a finesse weapon. He has his dex. It says on his sheet, literally +5.
+5.
So 10. Yeah, no, you sort of you stab forward and hit the foreblade of the wood as it dodges out of the way. It doesn't even dodge; you just miss it. It's still running towards.
Ah, stupid moving rats!
And it runs. It runs towards you, Dasmer, and attempts to bite at you.
Attempts to bite at me. Okay.
17. What's your AC?
AC is 12.
You have 12 AC. Oh Lord, you have 12. Yeah.
Is that bad?
It's not bad. It's low. We'll want to figure out how to get that up at someday. You were level 1. It's fine, but you're gonna take damage. You got bit by the rat right in the shin. His big mouth just latched onto your shin, and it's gonna do 1d4 + 2 pierce. It does 4 damage to you.
Oh, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, and it bites in, and blood begins oozing down your shin and into your boot.
Okay, how do you change? Okay, here we go. So do 4 damage.
Yeah, and that brings you from 11 to
7.
7. Yeah.
Yowza.
Don't die on your first episode.
I know.
It's a rat.
Could happen. Hey, how come this didn't work?
All right, and that brings us to the next rat. The next rat comes in. He moves in as well, and sees, with blood and fury in its eyes, sees you, Flea, and lunges for your legs. And your armor class is 13, if I'm not mistaken. I've rolled a 10.
Yes, yeah.
I've rolled a 10, and so you nimbly dodge out of the way of the bite, having seen Dasmer take one in the leg and anticipate it coming. It is now Flea's turn as the highest initiative roll.
All right. I will take again, 3rd time's a charm, and I will swing my short sword at the rat that's in front of me.
All right, good luck.
Gonna roll. Come on, big money.
What's 6?
That?
That's a 6.
So that's what, 11?
11.
Oh.
You attempt to swing at it again, and your sword connects with the your sword connects with the hardwood floor.
These mice! Why will they not sit still?
All right. Anything else with your turn? Any movement or
If I
bonus?
move it will solicit
Opportunity
an opportunity.
attacks are a thing. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Then nope. I will.
You
stay
do have
there.
the option to disengage, but that takes an action, and you've already swung.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's okay.
Okay. Right. Dasmer.
Okay, so the weapon I have equipped is a boomerang, which does not seem like
Well,
it
do you
will
have
work
any?
very.
Do you have a melee
I
weapon?
do have an almost going to take an action for me to switch to a.
No, I get you a free action to unequip one item or to equip one item.
Okay, free action because I have also a quarterstaff or a
Yeah.
dagger.
Yeah, so just go to your inventory, click the blue box so it's equipped, and then
Yeah.
you'll see the rolls on the action.
Okay, let's see what's better, the quarterstaff or the. Not sure what's better. I think the quarterstaff does more. Bludgeoning.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take the quarterstaff.
Mm-hmm.
So now I have
If
that.
you go back to actions, it should show you what the roll
Oh,
is.
it says my boomerang's also still equipped. Or do I have to
You can
unequip
equip
that?
500 items. This is just a way for you to see what the rolls are. So don't worry about being technical on that front. Okay.
Okay.
We'll keep track of it verbally.
Okay, so I got my quarterstaff. The thing just bit my leg. I pull my quarterstaff off my back and I just stomp it down on this rat that's on my leg.
All right. Roll a d20.
So-
Add 4 to your roll.
Okay, let's just see if we hit, and then we do damage after that.
You
Okay,
got it.
D20. Roll, come on, baby. 10 plus, and what is the dexterity? That or what?
It's you add your dexterity modifier, which is
So it's plus 2, so it's
and then
12.
you're also proficient with your quarterstaff, so it's plus 4. You get your
Okay.
proficiency bonus. The sheet tells you the shortcut under actions. It's plus 4. So
Plus
10
4.
plus
Where-
4 is
14.
Am I proficient?
14. 14.
yeah. All right. So you bring down the staff upon the back of the rat.
What?
Roll your damage dice.
Well, it did hurt me. Okay, hold on.
You're holding it with 2 hands, right? So you do
Yes,
additional
pushing it
damage.
right
It's
down.
1d8 plus 2 if you're 2-handing it.
Oh, yeah, 1d8 plus 2. Yeah. Okay, so a d8.
Bludgeoning.
D8.
Yeah.
What? And I just roll it and add plus 2.
That's right.
Okay. 5 plus 2 is 7
7 damage. All right. So you
damage.
would you like to describe how you slay this creature?
So like it's on my leg, and yeah, I just aim the quarterstaff straight down, 2 hands, right in the middle of its back, crunch.
All right. You crunch it and extinguish the life from its eye. It twitches slightly as its body goes limp. First blood goes to Dasmer, and not the guy who swung 3 times and missed.
As it dies,
Yet to put
I
any
look-
points on the damage board at all.
as it dies, I look up and say, "I guess the hugging strategy didn't work."
And then I say, death is not an ending, only a new beginning.
Awesome. Okay.
So, yeah, that's
that
mine.
means
Sure.
it's the rat's turn. The rat attacks you, Tilton, as you say your clever line.
Okay.
10 plus 4 is 14. I believe that's a hit.
Wait, 10 plus 4? Didn't you roll 10 last time and it was a miss?
It's 10 plus 4. My 10 was a total last time. The
Oh,
enemies
I
get
see.
modifiers too. So
Yeah.
10
It's
plus 4. So 3 plus 2 is it 5 piercing damage on your leg as the rat bite. As you laugh at him, you now get your own bite on your shin.
Oh my god!
Each of you have a bleeding leg now.
So -5 to me. How do I take away my health?
I think you can just overwrite like the number there, just where it says 11, just highlight it, like click it, and then lower the number down.
Is the rat token in front of me? Like, so does it disappear or is it just stay there?
No, it's corpses. It's corpses there. It's dead.
So
I don't
like
have
you
a
can
way-
walk over.
I don't know
it,
how to
though.
mark it as like dead yet.
Yeah,
so.
sure.
So I've taken, how much did you say? 5?
You've taken 5 points of damage.
God. There we go. All right. Man, rat almost took away half my health in one shot. These
I
are
know,
rats.
Me too.
The remaining rats, because there was another rat, has disappeared into the wall and doesn't have a turn now. So it is back to you, Flea.
Now's your chance.
So now I'm like, I've missed 3 times swinging at these rats, and now they bit me, and it hurt a lot. And I'm like, oh my god, this hurts so much, you son of a bitch! And then I raise my sword and I go to just slap it down on the one in front of me, because that's the one that's still alive, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So here we go with a 20-sided big money. God damn it!
That's a 9. Hey, wait, that's a 9 plus 5 is
14.
9 plus 5 is. Yeah,
14.
it is 14. Yeah, I don't know why my brain didn't work. Yes, it's a 14, and so finally you
Yes!
you close your eyes
You gotta roll your damage too.
and swing your sword, and you see it's about to strike true. Roll damage.
Okay, now there's something about damage, right? With this, like you read earlier, stealth something or something or
What? You roll 1d6 plus 3.
no, there was something else.
Just look at your weapon.
I'm just looking at. It says once per turn, you can deal an extra 1d6 to one creature you hit with
You're
an
talking
attack
about
with a finesse.
You're talking about sneak
range.
attack. If you have advantage,
If you have advantage,
you can use the sneak attack feature. But
and I don't have advantage, right?
That's correct.
Even though Mike's on the other side, no.
No,
Okay.
he is not.
So it's 1d. So I'm rolling 1d6. You said.
That's correct.
All right, you stupid rat.
Ooh, 4 plus 3.
4 plus 1d6 plus 3. Yeah, 4 plus 3. 7 total.
Describe your slaying of the creature.
I've just become absolutely enraged by having this rat bite me that I've missed like 3 times, and I just lift my sword and I just level him, like swing it down in a big, completely unrogue-like maneuver, like not some sort of finesse stab or whatever. I slice the rat in front of me.
Okay, well, you slice the rat in 2, and you don't completely cleave it in 2 cleanly. You lift up your sword again, and it's kind of stuck into the sword, and with like a wet slop, it slides off the sword and falls with a thud to the ground.
Oh, and then I just exhale, and I'm like, oh, is that it?
With that, combat is over, but the rat.
And then I say, because I saw the other one, I say, I believe another one escaped us.
Do you wanna go check?
Just to think about a time check. Was at 7:30? Was there?
Yes, I was going to bring that up at some point. We are 7:30. I'm good to keep going, but if you'd like to, if we're at time, then we can, always continue next time.
It seems like it'd be nice to get this last rat, killed.
I'm good for now. Like I would be.
I can go for certainly another 15 minutes, but I mean, Beau, you got a sense like.
Well, I'll find a place to wrap it up. With 15 minutes, I don't think we'll be done down here.
Done. Yeah,
but, we'll do what we can, and all right.
Okay.
All right, then I will. Well, okay, whatever. You can walk in the room, or I can, whatever.
No. So I'm just like my leg is bleeding, as is yours, but I'm a bigger wussy about it, and I'm like, you want to go in there and find that last damn rat?
And then I'm gonna say, I did get bitten. Maybe we should take a short rest to regain our strength before moving on to the last one.
Oh, all right. That sounds good to me.
10 minutes. You can regain your features that qualify for it. I don't think you guys have used any spell slots or anything.
Yeah, no, but it's only to.
But you can
gain?
spend your hit dice to roll to heal up.
Okay.
Spend your hit dice. How does that work?
So basically, at a certain level, you get a certain amount of hit dice.
Okay.
And you can burn them to roll them and then heal up. And then when you take a long rest, you regain half your hit dice. It's a little different than Baldur's Gate 3. This is the actual rules. So
because I only did it to be like, I want to get a bit of hit points. Those things did take enough damage.
It's a good it's a good call. It's been a little while since we've done hit dice, but essentially it should be listed. Your hit dice should be listed somewhere on your sheet. I'm thinking.
Hit dice.
Okay, so I click. There's a short rest button on the top of our sheet, right? So we click short rest on that.
Yeah, you can click short rest, and then
it says
rogue hit die 1d8 plus 3. You have 1 hit die, so you can roll your hit die.
So it's 1d8. I get 1d8 plus 3.
Yeah.
Automatically apply healing with dice result.
Yeah, that just means you can manually do it yourself, or you can have the software do it.
Should we do it on the? But
I think you should roll. I think you should roll.
Yeah. Okay, 1d.
You should learn to play the game properly. So,
yeah. I'm gonna do a d8. Yeah, I'm gonna roll it. Wait, I couldn't see my roll. 7.
7 plus 3. Plus 3. So you're only missing like 4 hit points, so you heal the maximum.
Okay. All right.
And
All right.
You burnt your
1d8, baby. Heal me up. 5 plus 3. So I got
7. You heal 7, so you should be back up to maximum as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, maximum.
Took our little rest for after getting bitten by rats.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And you both have no hit dice. Okay. So
no hit dice. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So you take your short rest, gathering yourself, cleaning up your wound. As it turns out, the wounds weren't so bad that a little bit of salve and a bandage couldn't.
So it says the short rest goes for like an hour. During that hour, did we hear anything related to the rat that escaped or anything?
No, and a short rest isn't necessarily. That might be more the house rule that I do. A short rest is like 15 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes more sense.
You can rest. You can short rest for longer if you need to, specifically if a feature calls for it. But I'll count like a 50-minute rest for wound. You don't need to do a whole hour.
Okay.
All right. Beau calls short rest smoke breaks.
Okay.
Anyway.
I'm gonna walk into. I would like to walk into the room that we saw the.
Go for it.
Okay. The rat corpses. There seems to be another doorway past the.
Well, you look
bathtub?
at you look at the tub here, and the tub's filled with old, dirty water. Like nobody emptied it. It's just down here with water.
Nasty.
Actually, yeah, it's kind of old, dirty water. But behind it, there's no door. It's all brick wall. But the rat appears to have run through a small, well, rather large actually, but still quite small opening that you can make out behind the basin.
Behind the basin. Okay. So I would like to. I think about the hole behind the wall. I say to. Well, I don't know if we can do it ourselves or both of us. Hey, let's tip over this water and let it flood through the hole behind. So we tip over the basin into the hole.
You want to drown the rat? That's what I say.
I say, do you have a better idea on how to get him?
I mean, I could get my poison bread. We could kind of shove it in there. But let's drown him. I'm not particular on the ways of executing this rat. I just want him gone.
Since they're not likely to follow us out of here willingly, I see no other option. So I guess we're going to have to do like a check to tip this thing over.
Yep.
You want to do it together? Like 1, 2, 3 on 3? Or 1, 2, 3 and then go?
On go, the second.
Wait, on go 1, 2, 3 or 1, 2, 3 go?
1, 2, 3 go.
Okay.
Roll strength checks, please. Athletics.
20.
Roll your d20 and add athletics.
Okay, rolled in 6.
Both of you.
Yeah, just wait. I waited for his to go first.
That was 6. 14, good. Where's my athletics? Athletics is +4, so I still get a 10.
So I gotta go back to my character.
Sorry, what you get a 10, so Dasmer gets a 10, and Tilton.
I have a +0. I get a 14. 14 total.
Okay. The tub is heavy, but not beyond your capability. As you begin tipping it over, it is awkward and spills out water just on the ground. You can't really funnel it into the hole, so you tip over the tub, eventually letting the water out. The water runs in every direction and not just in the hole, as it splashes out everywhere diffusely. Your general sense is that this probably wasn't super effective, and now the ground is covered in water.
Right.
First bath water, then a dirty cloth in the face, pig slop, A naked wizard. This is not my day, Das. This is not my day. Let's just kill this rat.
But we have reunited after 17 years, so this is good.
You were always a glass half full type of guy. I love that about you, but I just want to murder that rat. So I hold the torch that's down to the hole to try to get a sense of what's in there, or if I can see the rat.
Okay, so you want to see. You want to look in, like you're putting your face up to the hole with the torch?
Well, cautiously. I'm putting the torch first to illuminate, and I'm sort of looking back to see if I can see anything in the hole.
Okay, let's get a perception check as you put the torch in the hole, and then look.
Pretty good.
So 15 plus perception plus 5, so 20.
All right, so with the tub, you both haul the tub out of the way. I can't move it on the map. You both haul the tub out of the way, then you sort of get down on all fours and you put the torch through the hole and then look in. And to your surprise, like after about like maybe not even a foot, like a half a foot of like stone material, it seems like the torchlight lights up like an open air room. There's a room beyond this wall.
Hey, there's a room beyond this wall, I say to Dash.
But there's no door. Is there a way to get in?
It must be a secret room. I've heard about these. There's a lot in older buildings in Grinner's Row. Keep your eyes peeled on the wall if there's something that would trigger a secret entrance. So now I'm starting to look around to see if I can find some sort of mechanism.
All right, both make investigation rolls as you circulate through the room looking for something that
investigation.
Might open a false wall.
13.
What
is investigation? Oh, it's its own thing. Investigation.
Mm-hmm. Don't forget that.
13 plus 2 for me for a total of 15.
Okay.
All right. I roll 3 plus 1, so 4. Not very
okay.
Good.
So, Flea, you look with some self-assuredness about your capabilities and the deceiving arts, and that a false wall is part of the deceiving arts. You train your eye upon the wall, knowing you're going to find something to open up this door. And behold, in the northwest corner, behind many stacked crates, you spy, just very briefly, the glint of metal on your torch and the lever against the wall, and think, what are levers for but to open false walls? Perhaps it opens the false wall. Perhaps it does something else.
Hey, Das, there's a lever right behind there. Over there. Go pull it.
I'm going to say, there seems to be a lot of boxes in the way. Perhaps we should move them.
All right, whatever.
All right, so we start moving the box.
All right, can I get the athletics rolls, please? The boxes are filled and quite heavy with God knows what linens and things of that nature.
14 plus 4. I got 18.
Hey, I nudged your dice there.
All right, but they're both solid rolls. That looks like it's going to be a good one too, right?
17 plus it's athletics, you said?
Yeah.
0.
Okay, so you both move the boxes capably. A couple of, strong young men as you move the boxes aside. The levers there, easy as pie to just touch and move if you so wish.
Okay, I step back towards the door here. I'm moving my icon, and I equip my I equip a throwing dagger, which I'm gonna, and I tell again, Das, now that the boxes are moved, flip that lever. I'll get my dagger ready.
And then I'm gonna say, I have not lived in a village for 17 years, my friend. I'm not familiar with such sort of mechanisms. Had we been in a woodland area, I would be more familiar with the things. Perhaps you should flick the lever since you spied it.
It's literally a lever. You grab it and you pull it down, and then something will happen. Just pull the lever.
Then I say, well, perhaps you should show me how it's done. Like, why am I going to take orders from you?
I will try to persuade you to pull the lever.
Okay.
So I can say what I'm gonna say, but like, do we want to roll a persuasion
Okay, no.
test first?
Before we do this, I'm going to say, I sense some trepidation and anxiety in you, my friend. And in my experience, when you feel anxiety, you should push through it. So I walk over to the lever and I pull it.
Okay, you walk to the lever and
Yeah.
it moves. It's a little like stuck, but not enough to make you stop moving it. You kind of put a bit of strength on it, and it goes ka-dunk, ka-dunk, ka-dunk. And as you do that, there's the sound of stone scraping on stone, and the doorway opens up, and you see briefly for a second a rat in the doorway as it scurries, and then it scurries off.
Yeah. And then I say to my friend, "You see, when you fear something, you should just go for it."
Can we kill the rat, please? Can we just kill the rat?
All right. Well, then walk through the hole. Then.
So I walk through.
I've opened this. Yeah. Okay. It works. Perfect. Yeah.
I walk through the door. It's not lighting up. I guess it's a hallway.
Well.
Oh, you should have a torch still, right?
I know.
But how did you do it?
It's a hallway. Yeah, you are lighting up. Yeah,
it's a hallway.
So you move through the hallway, just with complete disregard. Like, how do you approach the hallway?
Complete disregard.
Complete disregard.
You did just say, "Let's just kill this rat."
Yeah, exactly. So you just move through. Okay, so you move.
I think there's
hallway.
one rat, and I'm chasing.
The hallway ends after 15 feet and turns to the right. But you notice this is different. Instead of the wood paneling and wood flooring, you see old stone, and there's a musty, dank smell that's a little different. It smells like a strong stench of manure, and also of maybe like fleshy bodily fluids.
Ooh. Oh, it's a gong pit.
So what?
A gong pit? It's like it's like a latrine.
Okay.
And then you see the hallway ends, and then there's a hallway to your left that you can still turn again.
So does it end in front of me? It looks like there might be more.
Yes, that ends. But then there's a turning to the left.
All right, I peek around the corner to the left before rushing around.
Okay, you peek around the corner and you see that there is a gate. Rather than a door, you see like bars, like a prison bars kind of door. And beyond that, the torch light doesn't really pick up too much detail, but you do see some wood and some brown material piled on the ground. And you do hear you hear the chittering of the rats increasing in anxiety.
So I turn around the corner now that I realize that there's a gate there.
Yeah.
And I say, "There's a gate." Somewhat befuddled.
Okay.
And
I follow behind you.
I walk forward right to the gate, and I put my hand on it and give it sort of like one of those shakes where you're like, "Is this thing solid?"
You give it a shake, and indeed, it's closed shut firmly.
It's closed shut pretty firmly. I don't know. Do you see the rat in there? Where does this go?
I cannot tell.
Right. It was more of a rhetorical thing. So I inspect the gate for a lock.
It does have a locking mechanism. It looks very old, but still familiar in terms of lock. In a style that you might have practiced on before as in your family trade.
All right. Okay. I got this, Dash. I think I've seen this before. Cedric ran me through one of these once. Let me just see. I got a lock pick here somewhere in the thieves' tools.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get this. You just watch my back. I'm gonna pick the lock. We go in this gate. We get the rat. Sound good?
Good luck, my friend.
All right. So I start attempting to pick the lock.
Roll sleight of hand.
Oh, that's solid.
Yeah, that's gonna 17 plus sleight of hand here 5. So
Right, with great facility, you take your tools and get to work on the lock. This lock is nothing compared to the practice locks that you've been drilled on as a child growing up in the Fowler family, especially with someone like the Terror as your father. And you rip through that lock in 5 seconds, just tick 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 tick, and the gate just clinks open, revealing what appears to be a large torture rack, and farther along in the room, a large X-shaped kind of thing with straps in it. There's a large brazier, that's not lit. That's just the embers glowing slightly in the corner. And on the right side, a large pile of manure, rat shit. You don't know what's going on, but before your mind can take it all in, the rat that you've been chasing, cornered, lunges at you. It's baring its teeth, going, ah!
Oh, not the stupid rat that I'm trying to kill.
And I think that's where we have to leave it off for this week, guys. We're at time. Will Tilton, Flea, Fowler survive a second encounter with the rat?
The ankle-biting rats?
Will we ever find out what's to do with this rack and coffin and weird sort of torture devices in this room? Find out next time on Order and Defiance.
Nice.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right, and with that,
well done, Beau.
That's going to conclude our session today, so I'm going to let us out with some outro music. I'll talk to you guys in a second, so you're not familiar how we do this. I'm going to bring up the music and do some stuff, so I'm going to be muting you, but I'll be back in a minute or two, all right? I want to thank everyone who came and watched. It was a lot of fun. I think as an experimental first episode, it went kind of well, and I had a good time, and once we got into the swing of things, as I knew we would, it would be a good time, so... I'm going to try and get this up on an RSS feed at some point for audio listeners. And for the most part, keep checking in on my Twitch and on my YouTube. That's where we're going to have the video editions of the show for now, because that's where all y'all are subbed. All right. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Crofton. Any last words or parting words for listeners?
No, it was a good time. I feel like we're just at the tip of the iceberg. Looking forward to learning more.
Perfect.
Yeah, let's see where this goes. Can't wait for the next one.
We got a big, big world to explore, and all we did was visit
find some
bubblery.
rats.
A whorehouse basement.
All right. So, until next time, guys, on behalf of everyone, stay safe, and may all your rolls be 20s.